No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Ooh, the gym. My old stomping grounds. Hank Patterson, fly fishing guide.
Riley Smith, tight end.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be the kicker?
No, tight end.
Again, thank you. I'm looking for a kicker for Lithia Ford's fall kickoff sale. But you're not the kicker.
No.
Yeah. Nah, the kicker's probably taller and in a lot better shape. So, okay. What position do you play?
Tight end.
Squats. Yeah. Try it sometime.
RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, is going all in this season with an all-star lineup. First up, he led the Broncos to 3 conference championships and 10 20-win seasons. It's Coach Leon Rice. Next, he's the founder and CEO of RowPaint.com. He played a little basketball in high school on the driveway with his mom. It's Andy Rowe.
Oh, no. Want to just paint my house?
Now that I can do. When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust RowPaint.com to get that job done right.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's 4-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Last night, Extra Mile Arena, good old-fashioned court storming in Boise, Idaho. As the Boise State men's basketball team picks up a big win over number 17, Colorado State. The Broncos getting that quad one victory they've been looking for, getting that marquee win. Still not 100% sure it deserves a court storming, but you know what? These college students are having fun. We'll let it fly. Big one for Boise State last night. That Extra Mile Arena, look at the fans having fun there. Now, that dude told me he was going to storm the court standing on the side, and I was like, really? You guys are storming the court for this? And then he kind of taunted me as they started running out there. He got on his buddy's shoulders, and they were certainly having fun last night. Good for them. College kids having a good time. Hard to really argue or have a problem with kids, college kids having a good time. And big win for Boise State last night. We're going to bring in John Mallory, KTIK 95.3, the ticket momentarily. The roads are obviously not good out there. A lot of snow overnight in the Boise area. We got a snow day for the Rains boys today. So we will get to John Mallory momentarily, but wanted to get the show rocking and rolling. I know he's getting set up and will join us here momentarily. But what a win last night for Boise State. Again, 65-58, was up late, working on the story, was rewatching the game this morning, and a lot of positivity to talk about, a lot of positive things we're going to hear as well from our man Spencer Danielson. He talked at halftime, but we'll welcome in our man John Mallory, host of Prater in the Ball Game. You can hear him weekdays 3 to 6, KTIK 95.3 FM, The Ticket. And Johnny, you made it, man, and a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, hopefully everybody's getting to where they need to go this morning safely. The roads were, a little dicey there in my neighborhood. I-84 is slow. There's my traffic report. But thanks for getting things going. Glad to be here. And what a night last night. I said Boise State's going to need to win 13 conference games. Well, they've won 2, down to 11. And they have some big games coming. I love the journey of Mountain West basketball. It feels like it'll be better this year than most, BJ. I know you were paying attention to the other games going on in the conference last night. And heck, Boise State's right in the mix. And if they keep doing what they're doing, they're going to continue to stay right in the mix. And it looks like this is going to be a multiple bid league if things kind of take shape the way it looks like they will. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And heck yeah, Boise State's right in it.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today on Bronco Nation News Live. We are in the Cutwater Spirits mobile studios. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. You can pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. And there were plenty of Cutwaters probably flowing for folks watching the game last night. A little nervous energy early, some teams missing some shots, Johnny, but Boise State able to pull it out and get that quad 1 win and move up in the rankings. I know the net rankings is a lot of people look at. Boise State jumped up 12 spots in the net ranking last night to number 58 in the country. They're also number 58 at KenPom, and still some work to do, Johnny, but I think the tougher schedule early in the season, now getting some wins, I think the numbers are correcting themselves a little bit, and a lot of work to do. But when you wake up on, January 10th and you're number 58 in the metrics, that's not a terrible spot to be in. And as you said, 2-0 in conference play, massive game coming up that we can talk about later in Reno. But overall, 11-4, 2-0 in the conference. The numbers are at 58. I mean, things are starting to correct themselves, and the Broncos are suddenly in a decent spot here.
Yeah, you're right in the mix, like I said, right? I mean, with the league and then nationally, you'll see how that kind of takes shape. But, I mean, the Mountain West is getting a lot of national respect this year like it deserves, and, just kind of see who wins these big games. Last night was one of them, and the home team was able to hold serve. I mean, that was the worst game Colorado State, I'm sure, has played this season. That's their 3rd loss, BJ, and they just didn't bring any juice to that game. And Boise State fed off that emotion, and Stevens got off to a slow start, couldn't get going. It didn't feel to me like, their 2nd, 3rd, 4th options, they weren't able to find any type of rhythm. And, Boise State, you're seeing this new kind of transformation, right? I thought maybe it was a little symbolic last night at the post-game press conference that you had, BJ, you had Andrew Meadow, Roddy Anderson, and Omar Stanley. All 3 players, weren't on this team last year. New guys and, getting used to the media scrum. And, I mean, my gosh, they needed every one of Meadows' buckets last night. His role, I think, will continue to increase. Omar Stanley just is becoming just this force in the Mountain West on both ends of the floor. What was it, 11 rebounds last night? And it's like, oh, yeah, per usual, he scores you around 20. That's what he's giving them. And Roddy Anderson, I know he couldn't hit the broad side of the barn with the basketball, but I thought he did a lot of other things well. Only, I believe, one player had more minutes last night than Roddy did, and only 2 turnovers there. I think he's getting better. And I think Boise State, like I said, BJ, right in the damn mix, man.
Johnny, I'm not sure if it's your internet or mine, but I'm going to give a quick interlude. If you wouldn't mind jumping out of StreamYard and trying to come right back in. Your video's lagging a little bit from your audio there. So Johnny, jump back in a second, and I'm gonna take it from here for a second. But I don't know if you guys can let me know if that was him or me, but it seemed like his video was a little bit spotty there. Omar Stanley, again, 17 points, 11 rebounds. This guy is becoming an all-Mountain West player and maybe a first-team all-Mountain West player with how he's playing so far. Just super impressive what we've seen from Omar Stanley. 17 points, 11 rebounds. Like I said, Lisa said it's me, so I guess it's on my end. I'll have to okay, they said it's mine. So, Johnny, I'll let you talk, and I'll reset mine. I guess it's on me. I apologize. But, Johnny, you mentioned Omar Stanley. Max Rice struggled a little bit, but while I reset my internet, why don't you talk about Andrew Meadow, Johnny, and what he did last night, coming in 11 points, 3 big threes with this Cam Martin injury, Johnny. Certainly Andrew Meadow is going to get a chance to really have a chance to make an impact here the rest of the way.
Yeah, I feel like I see it with Andrew Meadow. When you talk about an athlete, oh, he has it. She has it. Well, in this case, it is, I think, the ability mentally, psychologically for Andrew Meadow to get out there and not worry about some of the stuff that I think young players worry about when they're getting their first sense of big time minutes. Andrew Meadow embraces it. He wants it. And you can see that with certain players when they're young. Tyson Dagenhart was like that. He just didn't get rattled when he was young. I haven't seen Meadow get rattled. And BJ, he remember the 3 he hit that was waved off on the shot clock violation. Yep. That was a big money shot at a big money moment in the game. The kid drilled it. He's not super athletic, but he's athletic enough, and I like his size there. I don't want him playing inside and preferably be on the wing, right? And I think he's going to be kind of your 6th guy. I think his minutes, BJ, are going to increase big time. I think they realize Andrew Meadow can play. Andrew Meadow can help them. Andrew Meadow can maybe give Max a break. He can give Abo a break. I mean, you can use him a couple of different pieces. I mean, you could go small with him and ask him to guard and defend bigger players. I think he can do that, and I think he can punish smaller players that have to guard him offensively because he has a good offensive game. Andrew Meadow, he can score off the dribble. He can obviously hit threes. You can't double off of him, and he's just a true freshman. I mean, I thought he grew up a lot last night. He was a major piece, BJ, in a major victory. And Leon, Burns, Duryea, Motzi, the crew, Berto, they got to be looking at stuff saying, yeah, Meadow is right where we want him to be, and he's just going to continue to get better, man.
We got some comments on Meadow. It's Keaton says Meadow is a complete player too, can do a little bit of everything. Sky, good to see you last night at the game. Says those were huge shots for Meadow. Cannot hide him on the bench any longer. Robbie says Meadow reminds me of Tyson when he was a freshman. It stinks that Cam Martin went down. That's certainly to lose that size. You have to say that's a loss, but at least last night you got the production from Andrew Meadow, and it is kind of what Tyson Degenhart did, in midway through the season as a freshman, got a chance to get into the starting lineup, really have a bigger role and blossomed, and it looks like Andrew Meadow potentially, it's one game, but potentially could be ready for the breakout here. Overall, the defense, though, Johnny, I mean, holding Colorado State to 58 points. They're one of the top offensive teams in the entire country. They came in averaging 83 points a game. They're held to 25 below that, 58 points. They had 21 points in the first half. I know Isaiah Stevens ended with 15 points, but 6 turnovers, only 3 assists for him. Colorado State, let's be honest, in the second half, they did miss some wide open shots. I mean, they had some chances and they just missed some shots. But overall, Boise State's defense, I thought, played really well. They battled on the boards, did lose the rebounding by 3, but hung tough there. And as I said, holding a team that scores 83 points to 58. I thought the defense deserved a lot of credit. Roddy Anderson locking up Stevens. Didn't see that coming. So Mike Burns and company, again, I will say Colorado State missed some shots, but I thought Boise State played some rock-solid defense.
I was interested in the opening matchup, where they were going to do, what they were going to do on Stevens. And you're right. They just kind of left Roddy on him and just went position for position, and Roddy did a good job. Roddy's athletic, and I just didn't see the juice from Stevens. I didn't see once that ball was tipped, Stevens was not, hey, this is my game. I'm the best player in this league. I know this is a massive game. Think about this for Colorado State. You've just now went 0-2 on a trip. And okay, fine. Yeah, there's tough teams. You'll make it up. I get it. But you still went 0-2. And that was a big game for them for a lot of reasons, BJ. And they just didn't show. And I've traveled with teams before. You know how it goes. This was the last day of a long trip for them. They had some quirky travel indications that you reported on BNN. Like, I honestly, I think maybe I said they didn't bring any juice. Maybe it's because there wasn't any juice to bring, BJ, they've been on the road since what? Last Thursday, probably Thursday. I don't know.
I think Friday, because they played Saturday at Utah State.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, 4 or 5 days on the road. That's still a long trip for a college basketball team. I don't know. Maybe that had something to do with it. I'm just trying to find it. Other than the fact that, wow, Boise State's defense is that good. They did that to that Colorado State offense. I don't buy that. I think there was other stuff that played into it. Sometimes, BJ, you just don't bring juice, and Colorado State didn't bring any early, I thought, and miss shots. Yeah, that's because you can't get into a rhythm. You're going to miss shots if you never find that rhythm. It was a bad night for Colorado State, man, and Boise State took advantage of it. They were the better team.
Speaking of Colorado State, let's just hear the opening statement from my interview with Nico Medved, head coach at Colorado State. I talked to him last night. Here's what he had to say.
On offense tonight, some of it was them, but I thought also, just a lot of really sloppy, uncharacteristic turnovers for our team. Can't turn it over. I mean, clearly we played good enough defense. You hold the team to under 40% on the road, but we were really, really poor on the offensive end. Sloppy turnovers. I also thought we had a lot of open looks that just wouldn't go down tonight. And sometimes that happens that way. And so they obviously made some more plays than we did, but we fought like crazy, but we were really not good on the offensive end.
You had the 10 turnovers in the first half, and I think Stevens finished with 6 for the game. I mean, was it you mentioned some of it was careless stuff. I mean, they had 10 steals. How do you explain
I think some of it too was them. I thought they did a great job of, playing in the gaps, and I didn't think we were physical enough on offense. Listen, when you play in league play, just like we did to them, everybody knows each other, right? It's really, really difficult to score out of your actions or score quickly. You got to be able to play to the next play. And the one thing you can't do is turn it over. And we really turned it over, and some critical situations. I thought we had, some post feeds that were maybe open, and we made some poor passing decisions. Some of them was their active hands too, but disappointing. We knew it was going to be tough, but they're all going to be tough. You know what I mean?
You got it. You're down 7.5, but you cut it to 2 pretty early in the second half. I mean, were you feeling a little better at that point? And what they kind of do there midway through the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I did. I felt better, but again, it just something would happen. Whether it was a key turnover for us, a poor shot, and again, some of that's their defense too. But I really think the last couple nights we have not been sharp on that end of the floor. We have not moved the ball as well. We haven't got to the next action. And, we just got 2 of our best 3-point shooters back, 2 from injury. And maybe they're a little bit out of rhythm right now. But ultimately, too, you got to knock down shots. And credit to them. I mean, they did. They knocked down some big ones when they absolutely had to have it.
I mean, Omar Stanley hit a 3. Meadow came off the bench, hit a couple big 3s. I mean, is that just the way it goes sometimes?
Yeah, that's the way it goes. You know what I mean? And sometimes, these games, that's what they come down to. And Meadow's a good shooter. Stanley made one, but again, we had our opportunities too. And again, they made them, and we didn't. And they're a good team, but disappointing for us. It was right there for us, but they were a little bit better than we were.
There's Nico Medved. The full interview was on the post-game show last night. Johnny, folks can check that out. But he gave Boise State a lot of credit. Later in the interview, said he expects them to be right there, later in the season. And they knew it was going to be tough. And they have the bye now, so they get to go home and rest up a little bit. They don't play till early next week, I believe. I still think Colorado State's going to be there. Now, if you're a Boise State fan, you need Colorado State to keep winning and winning big, because they are number 24 still in the net rankings. So that is a quad 1 win last night. St. Mary's, Johnny, is at number 51 right now. If they get into the top 50, one more spot, that becomes a quad 1 win. So suddenly the metrics starting to look a little better for Boise State, but now you need Colorado State to keep winning. And I know last night San Diego State was in a battle there with San Jose State. Watched the end of that when I, on my way home and when I got home. And, some folks were rooting for San Jose, and maybe that would have helped, I guess, for the standings. But in reality, you need San Diego State to keep winning. You need them as high as they can be when they come to Extra Mile Arena next week. So probably better from a metric standpoint for San Diego State to win that game for Boise State. But again, I still think Colorado State's a heck of a team. They just knocked 2 of the toughest road venues off their checklist now, and they got a lot of home games coming up, and we'll see where Colorado State's at. But certainly, Johnny, for what Boise State's been looking for, just kind of that early marquee quad 1 win, and I think just to kind of make a statement. I saw a lot of national folks last night. Yep, this is the Boise State team we thought we'd see. I think they kind of made a statement last night that we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I saw that too. A lot of the big, college basketball media personalities or what have you on Twitter were taking notice. I saw to the Boise State win, as they should, and it's weird, I don't know what type of Mountain West this will be, other than the fact that there's like 6 teams that can probably beat anybody anywhere on any night type of thing, right? Beeler and I were talking back there in Cubicleville. He thinks the winner of the league is going to have 5 losses. He thinks that's how competitive it will be. And if that's the case, then it will absolutely go down to the final weekend, and there'll probably be multiple teams with a shot to win this thing. Because, again, BJ, you just don't know how the league's going to shape out. Are there going to be 2 or 3 teams, 2 teams that go way ahead of everybody, right? And then there's a clear middle pack of teams trying to fight to be the upper middle pack to get that 3rd or 4th bid into the NCAA tournament? Or is it just going to be what Beeler thinks, just a cluster at the top, and there's going to be, a couple teams that are 13-5 and a couple teams that are 12-6, and the tournament in Vegas is going to be terrific, right? Lots still to play. So I still don't know yet. San Diego State, though, that win last night, absolutely. They needed to win that game just so this thing can the Beeler plan, if you will, can continue, where at least those top teams, those 6 teams we think are going to keep winning. And heck, man, that would have been a big loss, I thought, early for San Diego State last night. And poor San Jose, man, they play with all these good teams, and they just don't quite have enough yet to start winning games. But that Coach Miles does a good job down there. It's a fun league to watch. I was watching that game too.
Yeah,
the Boise State game.
You had New Mexico going on the road and going down to UNLV. A lot still to talk to. I want to talk about the court storm, by the way, and then I got some other thoughts here, and then I do want to mention Spencer Danielson and play a click bite from him, but got to take a quick 90-second timeout, help support our sponsors here. So, Johnny, we'll be right back. 90 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Bronco Nation News. All Bronco Nation News broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU, and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com.
Really proud of the guys because we knew it was going to be a battle. That we have so much respect for Colorado State and what they've done, this year, and how good they've looked and how good they've played and how good they are. And that's a really good basketball team we beat. Nobody questions that. They have their ranking, a number in front of their name for a reason, and they've earned it. And a ton of respect for their players and their coach, too, because so that being said, I'm really proud of our guys, the way we battled. And, we were down a soldier tonight, and so guys played some long, hard minutes, and they make you work. You have to work defensively to stop them, and our guys did a good job of that, and so fought through some fatigue and just kept grinding, and so a great team win for us tonight.
Great team win there, Leon Rice says after the game. Johnny, apparently you went on Idaho Sports Talk yesterday and you were advocating for the court storm. There was some students standing next to us late in the game, and they're standing there, and I said, "You guys, what are you guys doing? You're not storming the court, are you?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going."
Yeah,
I was like, really? And then you're like, standing up, asking guys if they're storming, and I was like, really? for a 17th ranked win. And I'm always kind of seen as the grouchy guy. I know some other fan bases around the conference got pissed at me last year when I was ripping on them for storming the court. So I got to stay kind of consistent with that. I think there's just court storms should be, in my opinion, reserved for just huge, like, season defining, top 10 type wins. Last year's senior night, beating San Diego State to clinch a spot, basically in the NCAA tournament. They had just lost on the road a couple nights ago. I mean, I get Utah State wanting to storm the court because Colorado State was ranked 13th, but I mean, Utah State was favored in the game too the other night, and they stormed the court. I don't know. I just part of me is like, hey, let the kids have fun. Who cares? But I think that if you're, Boise State, you've got bigger goals and bigger aspirations and hopefully bigger wins to come this season. I don't know. I got mixed feelings on the court storm.
The kids don't care. They know Colorado State's ranked. They're all there collectively. It's a blast. The team played really well, and they're going to take 7 minutes out of their life, which is a lot for Gen Zs, and they're going to storm the court. They're going to have fun. They're going to get their phones out, and they're going to throw it all over social media that look how much fun we're having. College is awesome. It is awesome. And we're having a blast here, and look at us, and hey, their team's good. I mean, that's just what they do. It's just content building, right? They're all influencers now, BJ, and they like to have a good time. And I think there's certain boxes that need to be checked. And one of them is if you beat a ranked team at home when you're not ranked, a lot of times I'm okay with that. I just threw it out there on the show yesterday. I just said, hey, Prater, are they storming the court if they win tonight? And, of course, Prater said, no, of course not. JP's like, no. I got these two guys saying no. I said, I think they will. I think they will, man. Because, I guess I connect better with Gen Z than my partners, Prater and JP. But, no, I mean, they storm courts all the time in college hoops, man. When you beat a ranked team at home, I thought, it wasn't a great court storm either.
They did move the chairs and stuff, though. I mean, they've had some issues with the court storms in Boise in the past. So they moved the chairs. There was no stopping them. They let them go, and it all went fine. Perry says the court storm was weak. But then
Jackson say that too.
Bronco Ray says you beat number 17, second highest ranked home win, best winning streak in the country. Let them celebrate. BJ, get over it. They did extend the nation's longest home court winning streak to 22 last night with the win. Garbage take. We need and want student energy. Agree with that. Court storming was more to celebrate the streak continuing against a tough opponent. Go ball game. BJ was in a bad mood last night. Was I in a bad mood last night?
No, BJ was actually in a decent mood last night. He was. I sit next to that dude every single game.
It was a fun night, a fun game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that. But let's see. Historical standpoint, definitely worth it. Again, Johnny, I know you can say what you want with the numbers, but in terms of the AP rankings at the time of the game, the third best win in program history.
I know. I mean, that is factual. That's data. That's the AP poll. I mean, you can peek into it and take a deeper dive and realize, like, there have been much bigger wins in the history of this program than last night, and that's not even debatable. But according to the AP poll, that was historic last night. Absolutely.
Boise Bailey's wants a court storm after every conference win this season. You beat San Jose State at home. You beat Air Force at home. Fresno State. He wants the court stormed.
Not going to happen.
But
that's weak. Come on.
What about San Diego State? What if you beat San Diego State next Saturday now, and they're ranked 7? Okay.
Yes, this court stormed. I think every time you beat San Diego State, probably.
And they're they were in the championship game last year. Yes. They'll be ranked in the top 20 again. I guess that'd be a huge win. All right,
it takes 7 minutes, man, and it actually is better for a lot of folks who want to get out of the stadium, because it gets all the students onto the floor and it clears the concourse up on the way out. It's 7 minutes and it's fun. BJ,
all right, I will say right now,
police, man. Damn.
All right, right now, I will be okay with it against San Diego State. That's fine. I'll be all right with it. Johnny, before final basketball thing, any other final takeaways? I mean, Roddy Anderson had no points, but did have 8 assists. Jace Whiting, Kobe Young, both kind of barely played. Tough shooting night for Max Rice, 2 of 12 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3, but he did hit 6 for 6 from the foul line. Some big free throws there late in the game. Also had 5 rebounds. Any final takeaways or things you wanted to point out from the game last night?
They're just in the mix, man. That's my takeaway. And you got Reno Friday. Alford runs a great program down there. I'm a big fan of Steve Alford and what he does and for basketball, and they're going to bring it, man. And they're going to be rowdy in Reno at Lawler. Now, will they storm the court if they beat Boise State? Possibly, perhaps. I don't know. It's going to be a big atmosphere. It's fun when Boise State and Nevada are both good in either football or men's basketball at the same time, right? And when they play, and these will be good games. Friday night, a lot of folks in Boise will be watching that game. So that's kind of where I am with hoops right now. Just keep in the mix. You're on house money a little bit. If you beat Nevada and go to 3-0, sitting pretty. If you lose, you're 2-1 in the league, kind of par for the course where you thought you'd be.
By the way, either tomorrow or Friday, he has agreed to do it. We're working out the time. I am scheduling an interview with Steve Alford.
Nice.
So I'll have Steve Alford on Bronco Nation News either tomorrow or Friday, getting set for the game on Friday night. And again, Boise State 2-0, Nevada 2-0. Nevada playing pretty well. They're like 15-1 on the season, so that should be a heck of a game on Friday night. I want to finish up, Johnny, talking about football. Obviously, Spencer Danielson met with the media last night. But I got to take one more quick 90-second timeout. Don't go anywhere, and then we'll talk football. Malachi Nelson, finish up the show with Spencer Danielson next here on Bronco Nation News. Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at TacoBellWorks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State Athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased our F-150 from Lithia Ford. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Check out the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the electric Mustang Mach-E at Lithia Ford, and make sure to check out their full inventory of vehicles at LithiaFordBoise.com. The Blue and Orange Store is the perfect spot to get all your gear for your next Bronco game. The Blue and Orange Store has official Nike apparel, including jerseys, shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and more. Wear what the Broncos wear and get it at the Blue and Orange Store, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, or get free shipping on a $40 order online at theblueandorangestore.com.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of it, BJ, has been, it wasn't just the past week. With transfers from either junior college or especially obviously 4-year transfers, it's a long process. Because for us, first and foremost is, do you fit Boise State? Like, that's the first thing I go through. And our recruiting department probably gets on me sometimes because my first conversation with these recruits is how hard it's going to be. Nothing's going to be given to you. Everything's going to be earned. You're going to compete for everything. And I just kind of let them talk to tons of transfers, quarterbacks, receivers, corners, and a lot of them are like, you can kind of tell in their voice that this isn't what they're about. These guys that are coming here now that we signed are about that. The second that I get done with my spiel about Boise State football and how I protect this locker room at all costs, you have to be the right fit, and these guys are like, Coach, I want to be a part of that. That's exciting for us. And then you keep walking the path with their families because it's all about bringing the right people to fit Boise State, fit us, and guys that are going to fit with our team.
There he is, Spencer Danielson. I'm sure you'll play more of Spencer today on Idaho Sports Talk, 3 to 6 p.m. with Johnny, JP, Bob, Prater, and the crew. We'll play some more of him and talk about Malachi Nelson specifically and stuff on tomorrow's show. But Johnny, what'd you make of any takeaways from Spencer Danielson last night?
He's just a master at recruiting. It feels like he's going in that direction. It's like everybody he really wants, it feels like he gets. People want to be a part of what he's building. People want to gravitate towards his personality, in many cases, his faith and his style. I mean, it just feels like Spencer Danielson is having a championship offseason right now. I get it. You lose your quarterback and you lose your best receiver, but no one's crying over that spilled milk. I mean, they've moved on. They've recharged and they've reloaded this thing, and people are excited. They've replaced a receiver, got the Big Ten kid from Indiana. The most high-profile player to ever enter the program will be Malachi Nelson. I believe he starts class today. Didn't Spencer say that yesterday? And Ashton Genty returned, and the offensive line, and he confirmed yesterday, Ben Dooley coming back, confirmed, correct. So a lot of guys are going to be back, and the offseason just continues to roll. Spring ball. I said this the other day. I think this will be the most attended spring game since the Chris Peterson era. I think that's a fair statement too. And people are going to want to see Malachi Nelson play. I don't want to see Ashton Genty play in the spring game, but hopefully he's out there having fun doing his thing, right, VJ? I don't think you're going to give him many opportunities, but yeah, I think people are going to be very festive when it comes to this football team in the offseason. We're going to talk about it a lot on Idaho Sports Talk. Obviously, the hype's there, and it starts with Spencer Danielson and the job he's done.
Bronco 130 is asking about your hoodie there. Yeah, that was given out at Mountain West Football Media Days, the 25th anniversary hoodie there. They wanted to know how you got that. That was a free gift for showing up at Circa last week or in July for Media Days. I do, but I put on the holiday 15, so I'm not sure. It's a little snug right now. So we'll that the goal will be by the Mountain West tournament to be able to fit in it and wear it again. So there we go. Andy Hill says he's already planning to attend the spring game. The hype, a lot of people will be showing up and checking it out. And I'm really hoping, Johnny, and I'm hoping to just be quite honest with you guys, I'm hoping to have a conversation with Spencer Danielson about kind of media policies and the plan and things moving forward, and would love to see spring be opened up for the media in terms of maybe there's some stuff we can't report, but at least to let us kind of watch and get to know some of these transfers and see Malachi Nelson in some team drills and things, and would be really nice to get a good long look of this team in the spring, and we'll see kind of what Spencer Danielson's policies are and things like that. But yeah, a lot of hype, a lot of interest going into the spring.
Did Harse ever let media hang out for an entire practice? Because Peterson did.
There was occasionally, when they do a coach's clinic or something, there'd be a Friday night before the spring game kind of practice. It occasionally would happen. Okay. Occasionally, but not nearly. Chris Peterson, every spring practice, the entire time was wide open. Every spring practice.
Full practices.
That's what I'm. But in the spring specifically, where you're not game planning or whatever, and there's really no secrets, like the entire spring practice was over, and by practice 3, Johnny, most of the media stopped coming. Like it's not some huge thing where it just packed the entire time. So I'm hoping we can talk to Spencer and maybe get some similar policies at least for the spring to really let the media come out and really see what this team is about. But you mentioned Ben Dooley is back. Somebody else, Sheldon Newton also coming back. All 5 of the transfers are going to be enrolled in the spring. It sounded like at least one of them, was it Woodard? Maybe wasn't back yet, but Nelson did arrive yesterday. Will be in class today. The winter workouts, the off-season conditioning winter program starts Monday of next week for the Broncos. So we'll play more from Spencer tomorrow. I know you guys will play Spencer today, Idaho Sports Talk. You'll be all over the basketball game as well. But it was good to catch up with Spencer. And could have gone a lot longer, but we could hear the buzzer and stuff and the crowd in the background. The second half had started, and I needed to get back out there. But we had plenty more.
Hogged his time.
He did. He was on the halftime show and left us just scraps there at the end with Spencer.
Yeah, Tusk gets a 10-minute exclusive, and then the 12 other people who wanted to talk to him get 4 minutes. Thanks, Jay.
What do we got coming up on Idaho Sports Talk today?
You said it, man. We're rolling today. Can't wait. College football hour. We do that every Wednesday, and Spencer Danielson football conversation, wrap up the hoops game last night as well, 3-6.
Yeah, Bob Beeler will be, I'm sure, with Bronco Focus talking about the win last night. And then tomorrow we'll turn the page towards Nevada. I'll be flying down tomorrow evening to Reno. We'll have full coverage on the pre- and post-game shows Friday night from the Lawler Events Center in Reno. I'll be live with Jay Tust on Friday morning. I'll be in Reno getting you set for that game. And as I said, Steve Alford scheduled to join us in one of the next 2 days as well. So be on the lookout for that. We got the Matt Bowsher show tomorrow as well at noon. Tomorrow at noon, Matt Bowsher will join us for the Matt Bowsher show. So a lot of content coming. And again, if you want to watch the full Spencer Danielson interview or the full Leon Rice or player interviews, all that is up on the Bronco Nation News YouTube channel. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the YouTube channel, turn on the notifications so you know when we go live, all that good stuff. And while you're at it, check out my story and our coverage at BroncoNationNews.com. So, Johnny, appreciate you as always, man. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for braving the weather. Everybody be safe. See some of your comments we didn't get to, but we'll try to get to some of those tomorrow. Have a great day. If anything breaks, we'll have it at BroncoNationNews.com. We'll be listening 3 to 6 to Idaho Sports Talk and back at it 9 a.m. tomorrow. So thanks a lot, everybody. Go check out BNN at BroncoNationNews.com, and we'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.